We're going up to Kingston, New York. Great little town. A lot to do up here. And today we're going to be going into the Trolley Museum. We're in the Trolley Museum.
Dad, you're gonna fall.
I'm not going to fall. So as we move through the Trolley Museum, we're going to see a lot of different types of vehicles from different eras. Thank you. You don't mind if I videotape these?
Well, it's not me. I'm 158 states. Oh, there's only 50 of them. There must be some other 50.
In that case, smile.
Have a seat anywhere you like, except on other passengers. We're going to squeal a little bit. Thank you.
How old is this?
99 years old.
Really?
Next year will be 610.
Wow, this is so cool. Thank you. It is loud in here. This is in Kingston, New York, which is a pretty picturesque little town. You also have the Hudson River Maritime Museum coming up next to me. On that side, a flagman actually jumps off the train. The actual town of Kingston's right there. And our seats are getting switched. We're going to head back the other way now. And the lights just came on in here. Pretty car. It was like going back to another age.
These tracks that we're on right now is not.
As we rode through the streets of Kingston, it became obvious. The old trolley, that was now more than 100 years old, still had the charm that it did from 100 years ago. While it was no longer electric powered, it now had a diesel engine in it. The lights shining down. It still had those old cane seats in it. It still had the ability to bring us back to a bygone era when big bands played, when vacationers came up the river to have the cool breezes come off the water. Kingston was a place that people came to avoid the heat of the city, and the trolley rolled down the tracks, and we got to the end of the line and got to walk around. It's truly special to ride on these old vintage cars. It's wonderful to see that they're still here, and a great place to come to spend a day and a few hours in a wonderful town. No matter how old you are, there's something special about the sound of that whistle and watching the countryside roll by as you sit inside a trolley. The road goes by, we hit the crossings, but this was really special because a flagman jumped out and stopped the traffic. We went by and we looked at a crossing, been there for probably more than 100 years. Who knows who rode on these tracks? Who knows who sat here, who looked out? What writers had what thoughts? What words had gone down on what pages? But here we were, looking out at the Hudson River, right alongside us. What a great opportunity. Only a couple hours north of New York City. It's right here for you. The New York State Trolley Museum in Kingston, New York. Come along for the ride. You'll enjoy it. It's someplace really special. After riding in the trolley, being able to walk the yard and seeing what was available was just amazing. We got to truly enjoy trolleys that were being restored and were at various states of restoration. It's not a museum in the sense of ropes and there's glass between you and what's being put on display. It's truly a working museum. That's because you're so much older than me. Here we are. This must be the barn. Just be careful, don't fall in the hole. Hey, don't say I don't love you. Look at this. Belgian trolley, 1504. Built 1910. Trolleys and trains and buses that have been donated and are waiting for donations to come in so that they can be restored. And certain cars are under restoration, and there's a set of stairs that allow you to go up inside and explore on your own. And the seats have gotten a lot tighter. It still works.
This was like this on a bus when we were a kid. You used to throw your change.
Yeah.
What?
And they had when it was really full, the fold-down seats. And for those of you who don't know about trolleys, they really were around for quite a while, and they really did revolutionize the ability of folks to move around cities. To give you an idea, it wasn't just something that occurred on any one specific area. In fact, while many people may think that it was the big cities of the East that had them, and they were popular on the East Coast, New York City, in fact, the first trolley line was November 14th, 1832, and it was on Prince Street, and the source for this information is the New York Times. And that was 2 horse-drawn cars, and that eventually grew to be 500 miles of track that carried over 1 billion people a year in 1922. But the last trolley crossed the Queensboro Bridge in 1957. That came to its end mainly because of the automobile. But that wasn't the largest trolley system. In fact, the largest trolley system existed in a place almost 3,000 miles away, and that was in Los Angeles, where the largest system had 1,100 miles of track and 900 electric trolley cars in the mid-1920s. You can go to a website, streetcar.la. We'll have that down in the comments for you. That was the biggest system in the world, and those of you who are fans of the Walt Disney Company can watch a movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which talks all about trolleys in LA and maybe fantasizes a bit about it. But they talk a lot about what happened to the trolleys and the end of the trolleys as the automobile became more popular. One of the first things that we came across were not trolleys, but buses, and buses from back in the probably late 1960s, early 1970s that I remember from when I was a child. And they look like they're ready to pull out and pick up people. And what I can tell you I remember is them shooting out big clouds of black smoke, because these are not the clean diesel buses or hybrids that people are used to today. These are a different kind of bus. They carried a lot of people, and they moved around, and they were vital to cities, and they were vital to everybody and everyone. They were used for those who couldn't afford cars, and in neighborhoods where it was essential to move people. It was in an era before clean diesel, in an era before a lot of the environmental concerns that exist today. The Trolley Museum truly is a magical place and a wonderful place to spend a day. So if you have the time and you're looking for a place to go, Kingston, New York is a great place to visit.